is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Day, and welcome back to the Man United Talks preview show. Today is the Manchester United versus Newcastle preview. Excuse me, I think I may be getting sick, so apologies for anything that I do sicky in the video. Anyway, before we get into it, if you do enjoy, drop a like and subscribe and share and all that good stuff, okay? And if you don't enjoy anything, let me know in the comments down below. Let's get right into it. Oh my god. Last time out, we played Huddersfield. We won 2-0 at Old Trafford. Honestly, I didn't get to see the game live, which kind of upset me, and which makes sense as to why my review is 2 days late. But we went and we performed. Not at our best, but Pogba wasn't playing, and you know, we're just the 4-2-3-1. There's a lot of stuff going down, but we'll get into that later. I had no problem with what I saw, to be honest. It was a solid performance. I enjoyed the defense that I saw in that game. It was a solid defense. Mind you, it was Huddersfield who weren't really giving us anything to do. I don't think De Gea had to make a save that game, but he got a clean sheet, which brings his tally up to 15 this season. Oh god, it feels bad. Yeah, but not much else to say for that game, apart from Mata playing great again. Sanchez got his first goal at Old Trafford. And that's that really. Yeah. Now let's move on to Newcastle, the boys in up north. Yeah, at St. James Park. I'm so sorry. I really am. It's really pissing me off. Yeah. So Newcastle very recently have acquired two players that Mourinho is very experienced in, I wouldn't say managing, but he has knowledge of these players in the likes of Kennedy from Chelsea, who Mourinho saw at his younger years, and Slimani, who used to play in the Portuguese league, who Mourinho also has vast knowledge of because he was manager at Porto for 3 years. Two very good players. Not very good. Slimani can be a very good player. He was a very good player in the Portuguese league. He scored a lot of goals for Sporting, and he was very clinical in his time in Sporting. And I just don't know if he suits Leicester's mold. Maybe he suits... I would say he suited Ranieri's Leicester. Back when... like the Premier League season year, I'd say he would have been very important to that team. But they went and did what they did anyway. And as for Kennedy, he's a guy I've managed in career modes. But apart from that, he is a good player. He's quick, young Brazilian lad. Watched him play the second half or first half. Maybe it was the whole game against Norwich when Chelsea played Norwich in the League Cup, I believe it was. And he was putting on a show. I remember there's a vine that went around of him doing a flip flap, and he sent a Norwich player for bread. It was a good performance, a good showing from the young man, and yeah, he's a good player. He's a player, skillful. He's quick. He likes to put in. He's like Di Maria in a sense, and in a sense, one thing that he does like Di Maria is he likes the outside the foot pass. But he plays on the left, or Atsu plays on the left. He plays on the right. So yes, he has that same sort of vibe as Di Maria, where he just hits it around the corner, you know, instead of using his right foot. And he's a good player. So really, apart from that, we all know Rafa is a good manager. He's been around the world managing good teams, and I didn't realize this until it was pointed out to me that he's more or less followed Mourinho around, apart from the fact that he has managed Liverpool and Newcastle in the Premier League and Chelsea. Yeah, he managed Inter after Mourinho managed Inter. He managed Madrid and Chelsea after Mourinho. It is what it is. But, you know, back in the day, Mourinho and Benitez had a bit of a rivalry. But seeing as, I don't know why all managers do this, but once you're not seen as a threat, then you know, you sort of kind of become mates. and that's kind of the way things are looking for Mourinho and Rafa's relationship. Shame, really, though. Rafa has Newcastle have potential, but Mike Ashley is just a bit of a gimp, and he's a terrible owner of a club. But that's none of my business. Okay. That's all I have to say for Newcastle. Let's talk about United. I'm going to show you my predicted lineup for the game, and then you know how we do. So let's get into it. I've gone with Dave in net, and I stuck with the same back four that played against Huddersfield. Only thing that I could see changing is Jones coming in for either of these two, to be honest. But Jones, I would prefer Jones over Rojo and Smalling, to be honest. I would prefer Rojo Jones over Smalling and Jones. Yes, that's the way. Because Rojo just has better passing out the back, and I prefer to have one left-footed center half, in the back line. And then midfield three have Matic, Pogba, and Herrera. Although at this moment in time, I would not be surprised to see McTominay instead of Herrera. But I would love to see Ander Herrera. This midfield three played together and was successful once out of the 3 times I believe that it was played. And at Everton, it shined through, and hopefully it is played again because it has a lot of potential. And then a front three of Sanchez, Lukaku, and Mata, because I personally do not believe that Martial should be playing on the right in a 4-2-3-1, in a 4-3-3. He's not a player that should play on the right side of anything. I think the only other choice you could have to play on the right, you could play Lingard on the right, you could play Marcus Rashford on the right, but Mata, I think with his form and what he's doing for the team at the current moment in time, I think you have to play him. But saying that, Pogba and Herrera in midfield bring probably as much control as Mata himself. So you could probably get away with playing Marcus Rashford on the right or Lingard on the right, although Lingard is just not as good out wide as he is centrally, and we all know that. And then Sanchez and Lukaku really speak for themselves in the lineup. But apart from that, I'm tired of seeing the 4-2-3-1. I don't know what Mourinho's reasoning is for it. I don't know if he doesn't have the third midfielder that he wants to play in that system. It's really confusing. Like, in Mourinho's first season, Herrera was the player of the season. Mourinho had faith in him. He played Pogba and Herrera together quite a bit. I just don't see why the 4-3-3 isn't jumping out at him, or maybe it is. I don't know what the problem is. I don't understand. Herrera was getting touted to be captain, and it just looks so bright. And I don't know if there's something going on between Herrera and Mourinho. That's my only hope for the reason that he's not playing, because Herrera is quality. Maybe Mourinho thinks he doesn't have the depth right now to play a 4-3-3. I don't know what the case is. It's just frustrating to see this week in, week out. I don't know. And then, like I say all the time, when we do play a 4-3-3, Fellaini is like the star man. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. It is what it is, though. I don't know what Mourinho is doing, man. I got faith in him, though. We're second in the league, for God's sake. And round of 16 of the FA Cup against Huddersfield. Is it round of 16? I believe so. Round of 16 against Huddersfield. I believe it's at Huddersfield as well. So that's going to be fun. Yeah. Let me check the notes once again. This is a bit of a short preview. I apologize. Sorry, forgive me. Only thing that I would like to point out is I appreciated the service that Lukaku, or the type of service he was getting against Huddersfield, because we're always constantly giving him, putting balls into the box for him, but it's a mix of, it's just, you're not going to get much out of any striker if you just keep playing those kinds of balls. And I don't know why we keep playing the inverted balls. Lukaku loves, and his last few goals have been off of those balls that are played by, how can I explain it? I don't know what the word is for it. It's not coming to my head right now. But you think of Mata's assist. Mata generally, when he crosses, is on the right side, cutting in and making the inverted cross. His assist to Lukaku against Huddersfield was on his natural side, and he didn't have to cut back or do anything, and Lukaku just ran near post and he fed off of it. And same thing happened when we played Yeovil Town, right? But my problem is, right, I say it right a lot of times. My problem is Lukaku did that for those goals, but every time Luke Shaw overlaps and puts in a ball, Lukaku is nowhere to be found at the near post. I don't know if it's because, you know, when Valencia overlaps on the other side as the fullback, Valencia always puts the ball back. He always brings it back. He doesn't go for the near post ball, which is confusing because that's what he made his whole career out of at Manchester United. But he always puts the ball back, and by that time, there's no pace in the ball. There's no pace in the ball, so even if Lukaku does get his head to it, it's not gonna be a good header, or it's just not good enough. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know. Luke Shaw puts in good balls to the near post, but Lukaku always either goes to the goalkeeper or the defender gets to it. I don't know what that's about. But continue to get the service to Lukaku the way Mata did and against Huddersfield, and the way the ball came in against Yeovil. I really wish that I got some pictures of that just to get you a visual representation if you don't remember at this moment. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say for this preview. I feel like I look like crap right now because I feel like crap. Anyway, yeah. One fun fact for you: Mourinho has never won at St. James Park in his managerial career, or should I say, the time he managed Chelsea. So let's change that. All right, let's do that. I'm gonna say that we win 3-0. I'm feeling it. 3-0. But we're gonna concede more than likely. I hope you don't. Please don't concede. It's no need. Like Slimani. Oh, that's another thing. Slimani is supposed to be injured, or supposedly injured. He could be carrying a knock. That's another thing. Quite possibly, that'd be great if he didn't play. And also, I don't know if I said this already, but Zlatan is also fit, no injury. Mourinho said that in his press conference earlier today. And Daley Blind, I believe, is the only person on the injured list. Bailly is getting back in the mix and should be back for the Champions League game. So that's the situation at the moment. And like I said, 3-0. Alexis Sanchez, Lukaku, and Martial off the bench. Yeah. Or Rashford. I like Rashford to score, please. Anyway, it's been your boy Day. It's been Man United Talks. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I don't know why I do this to myself. Deuces, baby.